n'éprouvons aucune compassion. En amour, je joue pour gagner. Au père dans leurs yeux pour pleurer.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this FACEIT Masters League. Well, FACEIT says. We have some sound issues, but it should be coming up pretty soon. So tonight we're gonna have a look at EREUS versus Deimpero, so Season 4 EMEA Masters FACEIT competition, and I won't be alone because I will be accompanied by good old Face the Maze. How are you, Face?
Quite well, my dear friend, as we are going to be watching quite the game as these two teams go head to head. Bananas for bananas if you're into Winston's playing. And just going absolutely ham against each other, trying to get this series victory. How do you feel about these two teams, Hoshin?
I mean, I'm partial because, well, EREUS is very promising, and hey, we're casting on their channel, so I mean, no biases, but still. But at the same time, yeah, on the Deimpero side, I see a tank named Crocs, and another people that have seen on the French scene. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm biased on both sides, basically. Good thing is, like, we are at the very beginning of this round, basically. So on Ares side, we have I can't really see everything, but on the Ares side we have LA Fish, Sleek, Texel, Pingo, Jasper Swag, and their coach is Taylor.
And on Eris' side, we have Skitza, Sleek, Lars, Kitzel, and Voltsai, I think is how you pronounce his name.
And and the roster for Deimpero is Pack, Crocs with an interesting comfort pick. And we have also Chef and Kiwi as a main, like the main players in the roster, and then as subs there is my overlay is not so good, so I can't really see anything. Sorry, very sorry about that. But we'll see soon enough. So Deimpero will, like, in the current lobby, we'll have Gogo, Crocs, Pack, Kiwi, and we're waiting for the very last player. Basically, we are on a best of 5. We're round 1 of Group A, best of 5 format, and we're starting on the pole, and we're going in right now.
As you say this, very first map, it seems we are going to Nepal. Personally, not one of my favorite maps, although it does have that one singular sub-map that you can boot people off the edge, which I quite enjoy. This first round, very sadly, not going to be that map. We're going to be seeing the bans here, though. Bara and Anna. Very, very interesting bans.
I mean, with the Farah, you can really mess up with the enemy team around that point, and like basically the zone to control on Sanctuary. So it's interesting to see it, because I would have imagined something a bit different, considering like the comms that we usually see today, and what we are actually seeing, especially on the EREUS side, where we have basically a playbook hazard bomb.
Yeah, basically
with some mix-up on the Deimpero side.
In a nutshell, yeah. But already we're seeing a very aggressive side attack coming out from EREUS. Doom already jumping into the back line, blocking just about all the damage that he can possibly have coming in. Lars getting punched into a wall. Damage
Fox is very aggressive,
absolutely
but
shut down.
yeah,
Doom jumps out just in time to escape the damage, but not before Go-Go is there to boot Torb into his spawn. Getting two now as Lars drops as well to the pit.
oh yeah. The Deimpero are out for blood, and they still got the point. They capped it very early, and even though they gave space to EREUS, they still managed to just get the kills and be able to basically hold down to the point. Very nicely done with the Krogs that basically just went ham on that team and grabbed all the attention.
Already Crocs getting knifed, being dragged into the enemy team. Not going to be able to secure any kills though. Can have a little Sojourn on Sojourn action. Soj has to slide out. Axe gets swung, does a crap ton of damage, but Lars doesn't get quite anything. Kitsune Rush is invested. Torbolt also invested here. Lars drops the Torb turret. Torbolt all over the point. They're not going to be getting onto that point anytime soon. Orbital Ray gets dropped. Crocs punches people into the wall, going absolutely bananas. But
Oh,
be enough.
attempt to body block. That was mean, really, but very nice, very nicely done on the Impero's team, with a huge use of the of Torbolts and Orbital basically to counter the assault of EREUS here.
Indeed, as the beat is dropped for both squads, Deimpero looking to keep this point, but the overclock gonna scare them away just long enough for EREUS to recapture this point. Now they need to recontest the point. They are already at 99%. They can drop a fight or two. TP comes out for Kiriko. Will they be able to secure the kill? No, they will not. But the punch coming out from Krugs, dropping from Narnia, is going to be immaculate. As Deimpero getting dropped left and right to the Jungle Queen. Rampage going on an absolute rampage, securing the triple kill.
Yeah, Lars's rampage really gave a big boost to the EREUS team here. They needed that basically because now they're able to hold on to the point. On the Impero's side, of course, yeah, they respected the initial engagement and they were just like, okay, we're 99-0, might as well just chill and go back with our resources. But now they're a bit in a bit of a pickle because they don't have much resources, and we have a blade with very few HP from Jasper. Would that be enough? They're holding to the point.
Are indeed able to hold the point and do just a slight little bit more, securing 2 kills. Seems to be getting a little bit of a stagger there. Gonna be, I believe it's going to enter final fight territory here with 76% already on the board for EREUS. Deimpero needs to win this fight to be able to secure the point, and already the wall coming out. Clock not really doing much, but the Kitsune Rush and Orbital Ray drop, and Overclock
Two
comes
big
out
support
as well.
ults.
Torbolt going all over the point, giving as much room as they possibly can. The beat drop, but it isn't quite enough for the enemy team to do anything against it. EREUS secures the first round.
Yeah, and in a beautiful manner, actually. Because, yeah, it was very... as per usual in King of the Hill, once you get the first cap, you generally, get a lot of percentage if you handle your fights well. But, yeah, even though the Deimpero went into some kind of a management phase, and that's probably why, when they were 99-0, they just basically vacated the point to let EREUS take, flip it. They were they didn't quite expect that EREUS would hold that strong in the end. We've seen lots of changes, lots of swaps, but it was to basically no avail.
Indeed, it was as holy cannoli Deimpero running their happy Easter up that left side, securing as much space as
Ooh.
possible. But Lars says you can secure as much space as you possibly want to. I can slap you in the face with my giant knife. Securing two, now looking for the third. He's going to be able to skedaddle though. Gogo getting out with ever so minuscule amount of HP.
Well, I mean, that fight was basically in the bag for EREUS as soon as they got that first pick. That was so early. But it's nice to see that, yeah, no problems closing the deal here.
Indeed, it was, as Deimpero now looking to reverse the point into their favor. Larissa holding as much space as possible, but Pingu hits the boob of the century, sending Crux flying off the map. Now, Lars almost getting booped off the map himself. The over... No, it was just a very charged rail shot going into his back, taking a majority of his HP. Now they're going to boost into this enemy team. Crux dropping first. Gogo dropping right behind him. Ares looking
Well, that's
very,
a beautiful
very strong
combo.
this secondary round.
Beautiful combo for Lars, but hey, what did we say about Torb? it's very complicated to get on the Torb. That's why it's getting so much use now in front of a hazard comp. Oh, Sleek is going at it. Very nice railgun shots. Can he do one more? I mean, that would be a tower, but that's way more than enough to just keep that point alive.
Indeed it is, as he is able to secure the triple kill there. Secure the point for his, or continue securing the point for his team. Pardon me. The beat is up. And the beat has been dropped as Torb throws his ult all over that right side. Orbital Ray is dropping as well. Crux looking to slap Lars off the map, but Lars is just going to bolt off the map.
Oh, Crocs, oh, that's some cheeky play from good old Crocs. Yeah, he basically went for the backline immediately, knowing that with the mobility Doomfist gives him, he would be fine. And indeed he was. Very nicely done.
Crux doing exceptionally well against this hazard comp, as just jumping into the backline itself as Doom is difficult enough, but jumping into the backline is not hard enough for him as he secures the kill on Sleek, packed right behind him, getting the kill on Jesper. Will it be enough to continue tapping this point? I do believe
Deimpero
it
weathered
will.
the storm here. Like, with a Kitsune opener that just didn't blink. It was, and it was over as soon as it began.
Indeed, it was. Crux right now holding that charge punch, hoping to get as much value as he physically can out of it, and getting the turret down immediately is kind of a good thing for him there. But Lucio barely dodging the punch there, able to keep himself alive by riding up that wall with his passive. Akio hitting the headshot on Pingu. Crux dropping on top of the Sojourn. Meteor Strike no longer in range, but Lucio dropping the beats, trying to keep this team alive and keep the point continuously
the point
secured.
alive was really complicated. I don't know about you, but like from what we've seen so far, the Deimpero team basically I guess I saw more confidence in that second point, especially with the playing around a very disruptive Doomfist. Apparently serves them pretty well, and EREUS didn't quite have the resources to deal with that. It's probably because it's not a pick that you see that often. I mean, you still see it, but it's not that common considering like the previous metas and even the last shift that we've seen so far in the previous weeks.
I mean, you are not wrong, my friend. But coming into this secondary point, both teams wanting to secure this point to be able to continue their domination and get the first map of the series. Lars already on very low HP, looking for that mega, but not in time as Jesper's dropping to the headshot. Lars getting slapping Crocs into the wall, and everyone on Deimpero just dropping like a bunch of flies into a fly's water.
Yeah, very nicely played from EREUS here because like basically getting the most disruptive element of the Deimpero's composition was definitely the play, and they managed to just like corner Crocs in like in between a rock and a hard place basically, and deal with him very swiftly. Pretty much gave them an edge immediately.
I mean, you always have that edge when you have a hazard on your side. Having that jump dash, not quite sure what the ability name is, but that doesn't really matter as Crocs immediately getting dropped to Kiriko. In fact, not going to be far behind him. Was going for the Juno, which, as we all have a fair share of knowing, is quite the difficult task. Crocs coming in to try and save their Juno, but is going to sacrifice their life instead.
Very well played so far from EREUS. They're now holding on to the point firmly on this village map, 55%, and so far Crocs is at least from what we've seen is having a bit of a bit more on the pick. Oh, and the downpour that goes in very nicely, completely shuts down that push.
Completely shutting down that orbital ray is the biggest play he could have possibly made. But Lars does overcommit there. It's going to be tank versus the tank taken down. Crocs is still alive, and now they need to make their push to secure this point while Lars is no longer alive. Yo, we're hitting an absolutely insane headshot while flying through the air on Sleep.
And very nicely done. The point is flipped at this point, which is, I mean, very good news for Deimpero because they really needed that. But like 87%, not that big of a margin. They don't have much room for error at this point. They'll basically, well, Deimpero doesn't have much room for error. They will really need to hold on to that point at this right now.
Well, it's going to be hard to hold on to that point whenever you're getting slapped into walls left and right. As Crocs that first kill, Overclock getting invested isn't going to be able to secure any kills with it though. That is not a good look if you are
it's very difficult. That overcharge that just like didn't. Bingo getting some like much needed payback, I guess. Well, you can't jump right at this point. Let me allow you to see the bottom of the pit.
Let me send you into the inevitability of your death. As Deimpero looking to secure this point isn't going to be able to do much. Kitsune Rush is invested, but they need to stay alive to do much of anything here. Crocs going absolutely bananas, securing the first two, securing the 3K, securing the 4K,
the
is
TP
able to
play.
secure the point.
The TP play on that point was just like, that was mental. I mean, Kyo was just like going left and right to the point. Completely dodging Lars, basically, because like being so close to him would have been a death sentence otherwise. Very nicely done.
Being near a hazard at any point is always quite the hazard. Echo being brought out from Pack here. So Lars, very, very low HP, needs to get out, and it's not going to be able to get out. Crocs securing the first kill, looking for the second. Isn't going to be able to secure the second, but Pack, correction,
he's
is
out for
going to be able
blood.
to secure it. Pack being right there beside him, able to finish off his kill for him. And now Deimpero, 9% off of fully securing this point. EREUS needs to get a contest here. The, they're not going to have the Lucio speed boost
And
to amp, though.
okay.
The C9!
Oh! Well, I mean,
EREUS C9
technically,
or Deimpero's C9.
they weren't able to get on point, so they didn't quite C9, but I'm being pedantic.
I believe if Hazard moved forward just a couple inches, they would have been able to secure that point. But either
Right.
way, we're going to see Crocs getting this absolutely immaculate 4K, just punching people into walls left and right, doing absolutely everything he possibly can for his squad.
Yeah, I mean, when you let that guy cook, he does cook pretty well, especially like on picks like on very aggro picks. I think I've seen him on ball too, and he has a pretty scary ball. No pun intended. But yeah, Doom, Hammond, those picks, yeah, kind of. Well, he's a very good all rounder when it comes to tanking. He even like he was in the team Peps for a while, at least like, a few months I think by the end of the year, previous year, and yeah, very like basically a force to be reckoned with, and I think that like one of the things that we've seen is that when EREUS took care of the Crocs issue, fights went reasonably well. When Crocs is out early, then it's way more difficult for Deimpero to just bounce back or like perform an attack or things like that. But I mean, two things that are linked to that. One is in the current format, if your tank bits the dust immediately, it's already a problem. But when you have a tank that is as disruptive as Crocs, it's even more of a disservice to your team because, well, basically all of the other players that are playing around you, like Kyo, for example, who we've seen do like many, let's say, ballsy moves or pack, they can't really like take advantage of all the space that a disruptive tank creates because, well, there's no tank to disrupt anything.
I mean, it is quite difficult to continue keeping the space that you were holding if your tank is dead. And interestingly enough, our secondary map is going to be Servasa, going to a flashpoint map. I will say, personally, I'm not quite a fan of these flashpoint maps, but very interesting bans coming out from both teams. Deimpero banning the Junker Queen, EREUS banning the Juno.
So I guess, yeah, you're not gonna be able to basically run like double boost with Lucio and Juno, for example, and Junker Queen is, I guess, on that map is kind of a good all rounder. But we can see and will see Hazard actually, and yeah, because we don't have Junos. Kiwi, for example, has chosen to go Kiriko, and Texel too.
I will say I'm quite surprised with the Juno pick, since you can still run the Lucio. On the other hand, I do kind of see where it comes in, as Lucio is significantly easier to deal with. As I say this, Pengu immediately dropped by Kyo's railgun, and EREUS is just going to have to skedaddle away as very late picks come in. Going to be a slight bit of staggering there, but it's not going to be too overly rambunctious for them.
I guess it's here what you've just seen is Deimpero's little different choices where they definitely favor aggression because they're running two DPSs that can just follow their tank basically to hell and back, whereas on EREUS' side we have a Torb who is tanky but can't dive or do anything fancy.
Indeed, but EREUS immediately able to come right back and secure that point right back. Lars carrying the first 2 kills of that fight, but immediately dropped the very first of this secondary fight, Ares probably going to want to back up here or honestly jump onto the point, die, and just regroup with their team. Pack securing the double kill. Keo saying, hey, you can slide right on by, but I'm going to bonk you in the face in the meantime.
Exactly. Well, yeah. So, yeah, I would say that, yeah, the Deimpero has this combat that makes them just a little teeny tiny more aggressive, or at least there is more potential for it, so they're able to close fights a little more easily. But now overclocked by Keo. Oh, gets shut down right immediately by Jesper. It's a very complicated, yet the Deimpero tries and get an edge with Cross dispatching Sleek, but I think this will be for naught. Yeah, Jesper, Swag, and Texel basically clearing house, and the point gets flipped.
Good gracious, that Torb is an absolute force to be reckoned with. Chopping down Deimpero like a bunch of trees as he has that lumberjack skin. Sadly, Jesper not running. Sadly, Jesper not running said skin, but either way, he's doing the chopping of the trees. Crocs now jumping back onto this Doomfist, has him charge punch, but Jesper already shutting anything Keo wanted to do down. Both teams using the Kitsune Rush to do just about anything. Ares last second gets the touch, and Croc is gonna have to run away, honestly. Lars getting punched back into the wall. Sleek securing the first kill. Pengu securing the second kill. Crocs saying, hey, stop touching my backline. But it's of no avail as Sleek finishing him off.
Very nicely done from EREUS to basically just go ham on the enemy team to secure the point because they didn't want to get into another fight. That gives them the first point of this this map. Yet we'll see. Like that didn't. We'll see if it pays off in the long run.
Ares already
right now,
having...
Crocs is out for blood. Sorry.
But, I mean, Crocs is always out for blood on that Doomfist. Being the force to be reckoned with for Deimpero, is he was the force stopping Ares from touching the point in the first place. Lars slapping him into his own wall. Dude, able to run away though.
Oh, down four.
Down four, but
it was Suzuki. Oh, nice one. Very nice wall. Lars again, like really like using every ounce of the kit that he can, but would that be enough? I mean, they have an advantage at this point. They're strong on point, and it is flipped.
Ares indeed able to flip this point. Now Deimpero wanting to regroup here as they are trying their absolute best to skedaddle. Both teams in that last fight dropped the beats, trying to become the best DJ they can. Crocs immediately already starting out his spree of Rampage. Kitsune Rush is dropped though by Ares, but it's basically of no avail as Kiwi reverses said Kitsune Rush, and Deimpero just wipes the board clean of any Ares players.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it was very difficult. I mean, there was some counterplay when it comes to ults, but in the end, like the Torbolts that got used among the double Kitsune rushes definitely gave an edge to the Deimpero.
Well, Overclock now being invested as Ares dropping 2, Croc being dropped. That is a humongous advantage for them, but sadly, Ares securing the point. Or was Ares in the lead or was Deimpero in the lead? I can't remember. Either way, it is now evened out.
Yeah, it's evened out. It's evened out. Exactly. Oh, nice little block. It won't be enough though, and Lars might get chased, but yeah, it should be fine. So now we're playing around gardens, and this is going to be a bit complicated. Okay, we're cutting Crocs away, or at least we think we are, but it's a bit more complicated than that, obviously. There is a lot of presence from EREUS at this point. So that's not going to be easy for the Deimpero. Downpour kind of missed a bit the mark, but it should be enough. And there it is. Point gets taken by EREUS.
EREUS indeed able to secure this point. Downpour able to keep Crocs in place long enough for them to shut any mobility he wanted to do down. But just like that, he's already back into the fight, already slapping Pengu into a wall, but he's going to be slapping his own life into the gutter as both teams dropping the Kitsune. Hitsul able to secretively get away with the very low 12 HP. Overclock invested, the beat being dropped. Deimpero securing the point now. The beat being reversed. Both teams going absolutely bananas.
Oh my god. Like every else is going to get into this fight.
That's basically what's happening here. As both teams dropping every single ult they possibly can have. And it was just an absolute disaster. Very last ult coming out from Crocs.
Oh, Crocs.
Will he be able to win the tank?
Can he clutch it? No.
He takes the smart way out. He actually takes the smart way out there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, beautiful use of the wall. Again, the spike wall. Very nicely done. And the point gets flipped. Gets some more time on it. 80% at this point. So,
as we say this,
time to skid out.
Yeah.
Oh, that
honestly,
line! Oh!
As Kyo hitting the headshot on Tixel with the overclock in hand. Overclocking just about everything they're doing there. And the pack slicing Sleek into a million pieces. There's nothing he could possibly do there as EREUS now having a little bit of staggerage happening.
Yeah, a little bit of stagger, but at the same time is running out. They need, like, basically, like, the EREUS needs to touch. Will that even be possible? Pack tracks the bait. No, that's Jesper. And he's not having it. Okay. Very nice eliminations. Lots of disruption. Will that be enough? It has been enough to flip. And there we go. EREUS is leading 2-1 on this map.
EREUS using only the blade to secure that point that time. Very smart investment of ult usage, not wanting to overly commit with ult, as we do see sometimes in some of these team fights. With that last team fight, just about every single ult in the game.
Yeah, like the previous one was basically an ultimate bonanza. So yeah, I mean, at some point, you got to be a little more macro efficient.
Indeed, as the Lucio beat very nearly online. Pengu being a wannabe Frogger here, deep guessing like no man's business. Kiwi dropping Sleek, and Pengu, I believe, just got another boop kill. As I say,
okay.
I say that.
Crocs and
almost getting
Vessels,
the reverse
basically to
of
just
that.
get out of here. Okay.
Crocs almost getting the reverse serving of the Pengu as Lars slaps him off the map, but luckily he does have that Meteor Strike.
I mean, I'm not sure about that, but hey, apparently that's how the cookie crumbles for Deimpero. Lots of ults though for EREUS, and there's a big go in. Okay, two Kitsunes obviously, one to counter the other, but the kill feed looks like it's mostly below at this point. Oh, that's going to be complicated for Pengu, and but apparently no, that's okay. We're not dying, we're not dying yet. But the point has been flipped by Deimpero, and it looks like yeah, we're in a cleanup phase at this point, and we'll be able to catch up to this those 63% that basically EREUS has already banked up.
EREUS having that 63% is going to be quite large whenever it comes to this next team fight.
We might have a downpour coming in with Lars. They usually do it initiating.
As
So
you say
maybe if
this,
we see a good target, no. Oh well,
as you say
there
this,
it goes.
the downpour drops and doesn't quite secure anyone though. Everyone
Nah, it
from
didn't secure any
Deimpero
kills.
skedaddling just in time to get out of that ult. But Kyo
Oh, Jesper was blade,
watching the
maybe.
blade go
Oh,
right past him, but the blade gets shut down. Pengu getting another boop kill. It's just been boop galore for Pengu. It is now down to final fate scenario. Pengu just continuously getting these boop kills. Tsune
Deimpero has
dropped
no
very
choice.
last second, and EREUS going to be taking this third
Oh,
map
nice one.
or secondary map.
Oh, that very nice leap here from Laws. Just completely shut down Crocs.
I mean, sometimes
Very
that's
nice.
what you need. Lars just slapping Crocs in the face there, saying, "Hey, this is my point. You can skedaddle now. Get out of my way. This is my game win, and now we have a point in this series."
Exactly. So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is 1-1 at this point. So yeah, pretty like at this point it is tied. It's a best of 5, so that means that we have a few more maps to look forward to. That's very nice.
Hey, I
And
mean, it's... Go ahead. I apologize.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's always a very fun time, especially in these best of 5s, whenever it either goes all the way or it does get to at least that 4th map, as long as it's not a 3-0. Normally a
Yeah.
very, very fun time of not only casting it, but for the people at home watching it.
I mean, yeah, 3-0. Well, sometimes, to be honest, the circumstances make it so that, yeah, like the two teams were close enough, but not not that close as to like give a second map. Well, not a second, but rather a fourth. But most of the time, yeah, 3-0s are not that great because the difference is way bigger. It's a relief, really, that to see that those two teams are basically duking it out, and we're gonna see some pretty nice games.
If I'm being honest, I much prefer best of 5s over best of 3s because normally when it comes to best of 3s, there's one ever so elusive thing that's in those best of 3s. That gosh darn map 3.
Exactly, and yeah, once you lose a single map, you're back to the wall. Basically, you got your back to the wall, and it's never good for any team to basically start a series like that. And the problem is, like, considering how like when the maps are picked and the map pool is made, first map, yeah, one of the two teams is getting their backs to the wall immediately, and I mean, sometimes, yeah. I mean, obviously, you have your warm-up sessions and everything, but it's never the same thing as to like face the other, like the team that you're actually gonna go up against. So it's good to have at least one game to basically get, like, basically, like, get out of the stun, let's say, of a surprise. But at this point, it's BO3. It's just that now the score is 1-1.
I mean, luckily, we are not casting a best of 3. We are casting that best of 5 series. Both teams being up one map for each side. Now the question is, who wins the secondary, or I should say tertiary map, and is able to secure the match point for themselves?
Exactly. So lineup being finalized. Okay, so at least we're picking, like, a map has been picked already. It is Esperanza. And the bans are quite interesting. I think at least one team is sick of playing Hazard. But sadly for you, the second ban you won't like.
Don't you do. Don't you dare. So help me gracious. If these two teams ban my Brigitte, I will not be very happy with you. As we are going to the Spanish map of Esperanza, here in just a second, we will be seeing those two bans already the hazard quite clearly coming out as one of those bans.
Mhm.
And sadly, I'm believing from the information I'm getting, the Brigitte, no, the Brigitte getting the ban slap by Deimpero. It makes me very sad to see, but sometimes you gotta take one for the team to be able to secure the game.
Mm. I mean, we'll see. On that, I mean, yeah, on that map, you do tend to see Brigittes and hazards. We won't see hazards. That's perfectly fine with me. And at this point, the tank lineup is, well, I mean, they still have 10 seconds to make me a liar. Laws has already done so, but Crocs, he might really, really well just stick to Hog because that's one of his picks.
I
So
mean,
we're gonna
yeah,
have something very brawly on the Deimpero side, and maybe with a bit like much of the same, but with a bit more speed on the Deimpero side. Let's see how this turns out. Let's see.
indeed, we will see how this turns out as that Hog, as you just said, does be pulled out by Crocs. Already Gogo being up to that 15% on the beat. Gonna be wanting to get that up as much as physically possible. Already both sides being reversed. Lars on the Junker Queen getting caught out by himself very momentarily. The knife coming out as well. Very nearly secures the kill on kill there, but Hack using that shotgun to all of its might to secure the first kill on Lars. EREUS able to stabilize though and secure the kills they need, as Jesper not only securing the first but securing the second, now securing the third kill, looking for the fourth. But we always know that Juno is ever so elusive.
Oh yes, and that's a cleanup phase. Well done. What do we have to say about this? Right now, apparently, like the let's say one of the moves that we could call the Croc special, which is using Hog and just wailing on everyone, is not quite paying dividends. Let's see how this goes. But at this point, EREUS has the high ground. This is a very nice position for Sleek, who's already at 95% all charge. Oh, Taxol fouls immediately after casting a Kitsune. Hopefully this will be enough, but Pack is already at it. He has already dispatched 2 members of the Deimpero. He's very low, but he managed to take Sleek in the process. Oh, that mad lad.
But Lars trying to reverse that team fight with the Rampage, going to be anti just about every single player. But Gogo's there to boop and go bananas, getting the double boob kill and just completely shutting down anything Lars tried to do there.
Yeah, it was a bit complicated, but I mean, Lars got the Rampage out eventually. It gave them a bit of an edge, but it was not quite enough. There we go, overclock to and prevents the Deimpero from taking the advantage, but I think it's already too late. Yes, it is. And the lead has been taken. Crocs just tried to whole hog his way out of things. Kyo's backing him up with a very cheeky, let's say, pre-ult. Doesn't like. Yeah, it's a bit complicated for EREUS at this point. Even though Crocs is he's feeling the heat right now, but it will be okay for the Deimpero right just now.
You know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, get out of your dang kitchen. And right now, Crocs is being that piece of bacon that everyone loves to enjoy eating. Able to hook Lars into the very small room, but Lars luckily having that... I can't remember what that ability is called, but either way, the blade coming out from Jesper's, it basically is not quite able to do anything. The orbital ray dropped by Kiwi is going to be just the amount of sustain they needed to shut down any assault that EREUS wanted to put onto them.
Yeah, at this point, like, Deimpero basically, like, reversed the steam completely, and they can't be, it seems like they can't be stopped. So yeah, obviously we're gonna pop Kitsune and try to get some breathing room for EREUS and get some kills in the process. Lars has swapped to the infamous Orisa, and it seems to be a bit better. To be honest, in order to control a tank like Hog, it's probably one of the pigs that you want to use. The Javelin, kind of an all-rounder. Everything in the kit basically allows you to weather the storm, and it seems to be working, maybe? Yes, it does. But at the same time, the pressure from the Deimpero is so great that it's real difficult to get anything done and even like go back to the midpoint, which they definitely want to do at this point because they want to cancel the forward spawn that the Deimpero is enjoying right now.
I mean, if you're Deimpero here, you want to hold this forward spawn as much as physically possible. And Pack dropping the Torb at just about every single ult coming out from Deimpero that they had in their back pocket. The beat dropping the orbital ray coming down from the sky, being the ever so blessing they needed to completely wipe Ares off the board there. And now Ares is going to have them basically in their spawn now. They need to shut down this secondary fight. If they don't, Sleek already dropping Kyo. Deimpero now needing to either skedaddle away or die on the card instead of getting this staggered here. I do believe they are going to be able to skedaddle away just in a nick of time.
I mean, they don't really need to look for fights at this point. They have, like, already taken a big advantage. They need to manage how the TS1 is progressing and prevent it from ever going near what they did. Oh, Jesper! Very nice deflect. Kyo just wanted to get this out before the deflect, but Jesper didn't, like, wasn't having any of it.
Jesper,
a very welcome breathing room for EREUS' team.
Jesper indeed making all the breathing room Ares could possibly imagine, pulling out the blade, becoming the dragon that is in him, securing the triple kill, and it's being everything Ares needed to stop Deimpero from re-securing the bot. But we're going to see the Kitsune rush immediately invested here from Ares, the overclock as well.
Oh, that's really too bad. That overclock didn't pay off as much as it should have. Like, really putting the pressure and allowing EREUS to take the forward spawn, which basically puts them halfway through what they need to do.
I mean, if you're Deimpero here, you need to shut down this Jesper dive as he's just going absolutely bonkers in your backline. Peak Soul just trying to survive and is able to secure the kill on Crocs. The Rampage coming out as well, getting the anti on Go-Go, but the orbital ray balancing it out just enough for them to be able to stabilize here. Ash needing to get out of there as fast as physically possible. The knife going into Pack. And he's looking for a kill, but the Kitsune, or not Kitsune, the Kiriko keeping up top to escape the grips of death. But Ares just looking like ever so strong.
He is one jacking him.
Is running away with the robot, saying, "I'm tiny, but I am ever so mighty," taking on the entire team by himself. Jesper being down to 1 HP, but Pack is just overly whelmed by Pengu and Jesper.
I guess he wanted to try and cancel the forward spawn immediately, but it didn't quite work as he planned. That was ballsy, but very, very interesting though.
Go-Go dropping the
They're
beat.
on only one side at this point, but that's to be expected considering the support layout.
The Kitsune is indeed invested. Pengu also investing the beats, dropping the headshot onto Pack. Pixel showing just how strong those kunais can be from the Kiriko, and now Crocs, surprisingly enough, going to the Orisa now.
I mean, management phase at this point. You need to weather the storm, and and Orisa kind of fits the bill just because of all the defensive cooldowns she has. And that's exactly what's happening.
It does seem like Deimpero is slightly playing the game of counter the tank, as just about every
Counterwatch. Yep.
basically, yes, my dear friend, as we all know it very, very well, the counter watch is here to stay, especially in this game between EREUS and Deimpero. Bots sitting right around that middle area, both teams wanting to secure it, and first kill secured by Jesper, with the blade being the dragon, being the ever so elusive pain in Deimpero's side, as every single player from Deimpero is going to drop. The clock ticking down, and EREUS has one final fight here. They need to win this fight to be able to secure this round.
Yeah, the Impero's management phase was really on point. They pushed back as hard as they could, just in the nick of time. And now we're a bit even-ish when it comes to ults. So it's really going to come down to maybe that pulse, but mostly Cox's Terror Surge and Kyo's limbs. EREUS is already down 3, 4, even 5. This is the wipe. Sadly for EREUS, Deimpero wins that one.
Deimpero just having the better ultimates there. There is only really having the Junker Queen ult, and I believe there was a Kitsune there. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head, but Jesper is showing just what this blade can do, reversing the high noon right back into Kyo and dashing you through him, saying, I can slice and dice people too. Getting the triple kill there, and just doing everything he possibly can in that back line as the Genji.
Yeah, I mean, a very solid team all put together. But still, Deimpero seems to have a little, like, that little edge in some fights, a little more resource. But yeah, that's basically what you expect to see on push. One team takes the advantage, pushes the TS1 as far as it can go without investing too much. Sometimes try to invest a fair amount of resources just to clear either the forward spawn or like be basically halfway through the second half of the map. But then you kind of enter that management phase where you're mostly worried about not letting the enemy team getting farther rather than just pushing the TS1, because it's not as valuable. There are strategies like that, for example, on Coloseo especially, where you basically go through mid map and not through the TS1's path. If you've already like brought the TS1 to the enemy's forward spawn, because then you can basically just leave. You're pretty much safe, and you know that the enemy team is still gonna have to push basically everything, all the way through to that same point, but on your side, which gives you like ample time to just retreat, put yourself on the high ground, and basically wait for them and have a solid chance at winning pretty much anything.
Yeah, sometimes all you really need is that forward spawn. If you just so happen to snowball it enough to be able to get farther into that secondary, maybe even almost into the third part of that push, that's really whenever you really need to skedaddle. But here we're going to be seeing the Route 66 now.
An oldie,
but a goodie.
But a goodie, indeed. What are the bans for Route 66? Interestingly, Doomfist.
Okay, I can
How
see
strange. And Genji. So,
oh dear.
I mean, one could run a dive-esque comp around that. Many have already, like whether it was on Overwatch 1 or or two. But I guess, yeah, we're gonna see more Moga comp. I mean, that was to be expected. You can pretty much swap the Genji for another DPS. The DPS you generally don't want to swap if you have a good player for that is a Surge, just because of the constant damage and all the utility in the abilities of Sojourn. Whether it is for area denial with the tactical thingamajig, I don't remember the name, or just the simple fact of being in front of a freaking railgun.
I mean, being in front of a railgun is already scary enough, especially whenever they have that full charge shot. Leaks swapping off the Sojourn last second, though, to swap onto this one-shot Widowmaker. And they're going up into the sky, able to hit the shot, but not securing the kill onto Kiwi, as they are immediately going to be getting jumped by Lars, or not by Lars, by Crocs, correction. And Lars just taking the back shots galore from Pack with that shotgun.
Okay, nicely held at this point from EREUS. Basically shot everyone down. From Deimpero, I mean, basically shot the EREUS is down here. Bleak might have been a bit too greedy with the Widow's positioning, but we'll see how it fares. Yeah.
I mean, on this Widowmaker, you sometimes do have to be a little bit more aggressive than you want to be able to get any kills possible.
Yeah.
But Lars already looking to jump into the back line. Seeing the Torb alone there doesn't quite take the bait as the turret is there. But Pack now being completely alone, no turret involved.
Oh, there we go.
Slapping the hazard straight in the face, saying, "Get out of my back line. This is my back line. You gotta go." And TP comes out, but Teague Soul flicking over to Kyo's noggin, saying, "Goodbye, get out of my back line."
And that's a good thing. It even gives his team the opportunity to just use Kitsune and run over the defending team. Okay, investing downpour in cross parts for the Deimpero. Then he might get away with it, but I don't think he will. That's going to be very complicated. Oh, that wall. Bit of a misclick from Lars. That's too bad. We're like basically like going away on the Deiimpero's side, but it's not like a full retreat. We're still fighting.
It almost seems like they're doing a little bit of poking just to get their ult up.
Yeah.
They just want to get a little bit more of that ult generation so that they can shut down any push Lars tries to make, as Lars already eating the headshots from that Torbjorn. We always know that it's very, very aggressive. And he says, "Hey, you can headshot me as much as I want. I have an ultimate to keep you in place."
Come here, you little thing.
Get over here. You're mine now.
Well, that's another license, but I mean, that still counts, right?
As I say this, Sleek going absolutely bananas on that Sojourn, securing the first, securing the second, and now securing the third kill. Not to mention the fourth kill, basically wiping all of the Deimpero by himself with that railgun.
Oh, that Bob. The sixth, Omnic, I guess. This will probably, like, so EREUS is pushed down? The Deimpero is pushed down a bit?
I don't think it's going to be enough, as both teams dropping the beat, looking for any kills they can get. Kiwi being the first one to drop from Deimpero, and Ares with 20 seconds remaining on the clock is going to secure the first point.
Sleek is not having any of that. Get out of here, he said. I'm just gonna pop off a clock and kill you all because, well, you didn't respect the fact that I had high ground.
I have nice the high ground, Anakin.
I mean, it's still, like, tactically pretty sound.
I mean, it's
always...
always...
Molten Core gets invested. It should, force EREUS' team to skedaddle a little bit from the objective. But maybe not... so much. Okay.
Was being trapped in that very, very small room all by himself.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Cogs
Cogs is
being
looking for the wall
very,
again,
very,
but maybe-
overly attempted. The wall coming out to somehow keep him alive. And Lars going to be the one dropping as Cogs dropping
Oh.
right behind him, but not before Jesper drops to him. And people are dropping left, right, and center. It's just an absolutely bananas fight. Both teams
Oh.
losing people. And EREUS surprisingly does not come out on top.
I mean, they got at least a smidge of a spawn advantage, so they'll get back on objective faster. But the position will definitely still be Deimpero's position. So they'll need to navigate that on that part of the map. Okay, Kitsune gets invested from EREUS. Gets a few picks, but Pack and Crocs are not having it. Okay, we've got Bro Shield coming up for the already gone down actually for the for EREUS. It gave them the oomph that they needed to kind of weather the like ton of damage that Deimpero imposed on them. We are in the last few meters at that second point, and yeah, Deimpero is regrouping. They have the big five basically, so this is going to be interesting.
It is indeed going to be quite interesting as not only the orbital ray, but also the Lucio dropping the beat, going
Pushing
absolutely
so much.
bananas with his albums, and it's trapped in a room all by himself. He needs to get out here if he wants to survive. Able to grab the Mega, but he's still extremely
Comes
low.
the downpour.
The downpour keeping Lars in place, but Jesper has the molten core inside the room with him, and it's just an absolutely chaotic fight here. EREUS getting stopped at 83 meters, not able to secure the second point.
Very nice defense from Deimpero here, where they basically said, well, we've got 5 ults. They're not gonna take this second point, and what they did is that they leveraged each and every ult they had to just push EREUS back as far as they could. And I mean, it worked. I think that, yeah, Pingu basically made a run for it at some point because, well, someone needed to touch. They needed to have some kind of relay going if they wanted to be able to keep the fight going. But yeah, it was all for naught, basically.
I mean,
lost video and audio. I'm not sure if are you faring any better?
I apologize. What?
I've completely lost audio and video, so I'll have to switch to another source, I guess.
Oh, you are quite fine, my dear sir, as the round has not yet started. There's still 20 seconds remaining on the pre-round clock.
It's back.
And
Okay.
both teams still running a very aggressive comp, but
Mhm.
Deimpero pulling out the Junkrat.
Pack, yeah.
Okay,
Now, there we go. Caster's Curse, everyone. In the last few seconds, there's always a change happening in the lobby.
I did indeed impose the caster's curse on myself.
Okay, so Deimpero taking space. Not like that contested at the moment. Oh, Sleek! Really like on the edge here. Saved, but that was a bit scary for a second.
I mean, it's always very scary when you're that low of HP, especially when you get headshot railed out of absolutely nowhere. Lars looking for any kills he can secure.
Nice.
Getting two people very, very low, but it's going to be sacrificing his life instead. Deimpero now needing to come back together, needing to hold this point. Jesper being the only one there for EREUS to do anything for the time being. And he's just going to get covered by Gogo.
Yeah, Gogo that secured a kill on Jesper. That's not the best look, sadly. This is a very convincing first point, I think, because, yeah, this is going to be very complicated to hold on to that point for much longer.
I mean,
Oh, and that
there's
ball!
not-
Oh, the spike sandwich! Both died.
Well, you don't see that every day. The hazard sandwich.
Well, generally, when you have like two tanks trapped between two walls,
It's
they're
not gonna go
likely to
very
be
well.
Reinhardt with May walls, like trapping them together.
It's like having a bull in a china shop there. Both players basically just admitting they're not getting out alive. And Crocs having to very momentarily back up as his team is slowly getting torn apart. Not quite teared down yet, but Jesper securing the double kill with the dinks. And it's just going to be the battle of who can stabilize first here.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough nut to crack for Deimpero. I think now that on the EREUS side they have like gathered their thoughts for a bit, and it's way more convincing at this point. Oh, but right when I say Lars gets singled out, and everything is pouring down onto the EREUS team. Okay, well, I'm gonna shut up now. Oh,
I believe
hot.
you have now been hit with the caster's curse, my friend, as Deimpero saying, hey, we have the ult advantage, but we also have the experience advantage. Just jumping onto Lars.
Oh, that's cheeky. Very nice ball
Nice.
to protect himself, but will that be enough? Oh, yeah, that will probably be enough, but that will buy even more time for the Deimpero to just, like, get those sweet, sweet meters of progress that they need.
Well, they do have 3 minutes remaining on that push clock. Tengu having the beat up and ready to drop his next album at any second. Deimpero also having the beats ready to release his album. Yo, stuck in the backline all by himself and is staggered. That is absolutely
Very nice one from
humongous.
I mean, that stagger is big, yeah, because at some point he was just cut off from his team, and he kind of, like, well, Apex players would say rat a bit in a corner, but yeah, like hiding was just not cutting it.
I mean, sometimes ratting is not enough unless you're a season 17 player. But we're not gonna mention that, as this is Overwatch and this is an overclock getting
He was
invested.
Will
Joe
he be back with the
saying,
vengeance?
hey, I was hiding there for a second,
Oh.
but both albums being dropped from both Deimpero English and EREUS. Both albums not getting much value. Or now having the downpour ready. Crocs not even remotely close to the downpour. Minute 30 are remaining on the push clock. It's going to be a very, very interesting next fight. If
So
Lars
close yet
invests
so
the
far for
downpour.
Deimpero at the moment. Very difficult to predict. We do have a molten core for Deimpero, but I mean, we have an orbital coming up. But will that be enough? We have like very nice ults, including a Kitsune, to put pressure on that team. Okay, onset with an orbital. Molten core has been used too, so basically we are naked at this point. Or maybe a very good opportunity for Lars. Yes, he takes it.
The downpour getting
But would that
invested,
be enough?
but EREUS gets 2 last-second picks. They have less than 3
that's
minutes
big,
remaining.
that's big.
This is going to be an absolutely bananas final fight. If Deimpero is able to win it, but EREUS is able to keep the point in their favor for a very small amount of time. They have 3
Yep,
meters to
but
hold. They need to
that's
make sure
scary.
they don't C9 it. Crocs having the
That's not good for good old Crocs. Yeah. Oh, got trapped in the saloon. That's not good at all.
Deimpero,
They have
20
14
seconds left.
That is very little. they need to make something happen. That's why it's Pack swap to Tracer. So basically they have Gogo and Pack that can basically run to the point. Kyo is very low. He can probably do it too, but it's going to be complicated.
They do get the touch. It is coming down to this final fight. Whomever wins this fight wins the game. But they need to make sure not to C9. And Jesper going bananas on the Torb, getting shut down by Crocs. And it's going to be down.
Crocs is angry, I think. But will that be enough? Oh, he's so low. He's so low.
Dropping left, right, and center. Them getting trapped inside the room.
Okay, and now and overtime runs out.
Is not able to push it the last few meters. EREUS takes map 4. Match point, both teams.
Well,
that was
quite literally trading blow for blow. That sleek. I mean, that play was quite sleek, actually, and not just because of the player.
I mean, if that just so happens to be the player's name, they deserve it. Let's be honest here, Hoshin.
Oh yeah,
that was just
sleek indeed.
that was just an absolutely incredible play coming out from the Sojourn. Wasn't enough to secure the map though, as I do believe that was a Deimpero player.
Sleek? No, that's an EREUS player.
That was an then it was enough to secure the map.
Like,
I think,
it
correct?
helped. It most definitely helped.
Ooh.
And
This
now
map,
we're going on Lijiang Tower. Okay, so we're ending. So yeah, because we are 2-2. So a tiebreaker is obviously a King of the Hill map.
Indeed, it is. And Lijiang Tower being the selection from, I believe Deimpero selected that map as they are the loser of the previous map. Very interesting choice, though. I personally only really enjoy that map for the boobs. I mean, crazy.
You mean on Garden, maybe?
So I mean, just about
there's
every
also
single map
control.
has it.
Yeah, but I mean, some boobs are more like phoned in. Let's say than others. Like it's way more conceivable to get a boob around like in the koi pond, basically on gardens or on the bridges, than on control, where you really have to basically go out of your way and out of the objective to get boobed. But I mean, it happens. It has happened and it will happen.
Unless you just so happen to TP off the map.
Well, I mean, with the new TPs, it's still possible, and I think that we've seen like there were some very interesting Kiri TPs on Lucios that were just
Midair.
Lucioing midair on the map. That didn't go so well in recent games, but I don't seem to remember the team, so that's a bit moot. But yeah, it does happen, and sometimes you just put yourself there. And we're starting on Gardens, so that's probably your fav map, right?
The 3. I played the 5th. That's all I'm gonna say is I played the 5th. I may or may not have quite a few flail boobs on that map, but now we're looking at the bands. The Malga and the Kiriko.
Malga and Kiriko. Okay, interesting. I mean, you probably. Oh yeah. I mean, Malga could be just part of a bigger tactic to just like avoid being booped, for example. Especially when you're crossing bridge. But we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do. Pack is on Symmetra for the Deimpero side. Will he just put a TP at the end and then swap to Tracer or something? Or yeah, of course he swaps to Torb, because apparently he's on Torb duty.
He is on that engineer duty, and this first map already starting out. Going to be seeing a little bit of a 2 or 3-2 split coming out from EREUS though. Now full team pushing onto the bridge. A very, very risky move though, as Deimpero has an insane amount of boops. Lars getting caught out all by himself and is going to be eliminated.
Oh! That was a very nice leap from Crocs, who's just about to just get sent downwards just to see what it's looking like down there.
Hey, I mean, occasionally you do need to jump down there. Just say hello to the fans down in another realm. Say hello to the other people that have been sent down there. As I personally have been sent down there more than my fair share of time.
Anyhow, Deimpero has taken point. We're already at 29-30%, so that's really that's already a really nice advantage that you want to be sitting on. Really aggressive plays, including from Crocs, but I mean, when you're playing Hazard, you do have the mobility to do such things. Oh, nice. Okay, we're protecting ourselves, and Jesper, like, he just went way too deep, way too fast without his team. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication here.
Either miscommunication or him himself getting a boop, which you really can't control. But Sleek pulling out the overclock, securing the first kill on Kyo. Not going,
will that be enough?
Not thinking that they're going to be getting much more. As Pack popping the Torbalt all over the point, and Lars just has absolutely nowhere to go. Orbital Ray now invested into the fight, and Crocs just killing people left, right, and center. Looking for more.
I mean, yeah, the Deimpero really respected the overclock, so then they just had to basically sit tight and respond, which they did in a beautiful and quite violent fashion. But I mean, it paid out, so that's okay, I guess. Okay, downpour is getting used, which means that Lars is not with his team anymore because he got dispatched, and that's a very, very solid hold for Deimpero that is shaping up to be.
An extremely solid hold coming out from Deimpero, now being up one map, not only being on match point or map point, but match point.
Exactly, double feature.
To be down to this secondary map, and this is the map I enjoy the boots on.
Okay, yeah, I can see why. So, of course, we're not gonna see brawl comms, are we? No, we won't. Maybe though, one team could get cheeky with a teleport and a Lucia to just get on point as fast as possible, but I don't see that coming. We do have double speed boost from EREUS though, and also from Deimpero, so they should be getting there at roughly the same time, and they do.
Hey, I mean, you can't ever have enough of that speed unless you have a Symmetra teleporter. Then you can be a little bit faster. But either way, both turrets immediately getting destroyed, and not Deimpero taking a very lot of map control. Holy cannoli.
Yeah, I mean, the two comps are basically the same, but one of the two teams is way more aggressive, and that would be Deimpero. And at this point, like, Sleek hasn't really found any lines to really exploit, to put Deimpero at a significant risk. So, in the end, point goes to Deimpero. And, the cleanup is going very far here. Cleanup crew is not messing around. But, as tradition would have it, they're backing up as soon as they see the spawn doors, because, well, that's not really where you want to get stuck.
I mean, let's be honest here, Potion. When do you ever want to be stuck at your enemy's spawn?
With a very nice wall.
And Lars, as you just said, going actually very deep into the enemy line, but the overclock being invested, able to secure the first, secure the second kill, looking for the third. They're going to be
pretty
able
much
to get away, but the damage was dealt to EREUS, now being at almost 60% on the map. or Deimpero being 60% on the map, EREUS needs to get a contest here if they want any chance of securing this map.
Oh, Danport. Oh, Lars is gonna be in really a lot of trouble. No, no, actually not. He just got like left alone because the Impero wanted to defend points. Okay, that
Deimpero
means that the
now-
fight is still on. Sleek is has dispatched Kyo. Now we're using Downpour on the EREUS' side also, but would that be enough? Can we dispatch anyone that got caught in that? It doesn't look like it. And Pack is just like plastering everything on the point with a molten core. It should hold the point for a bit, but it won't be enough to prevent recap.
EREUS now having control of the point. They need to win every single fight from here on out to not be or to not take a loss. If they lose even one fight here, it will be down the drain they go with the series. And Deimpero already looking very, very aggressive. Croc's jumping in, and Lars immediately
there you
dropping. That is
go.
the pick they needed. They just full send the point here and fully cap it, and they will have the map. And indeed, that's what will happen. Deimpero
Interesting how they
takes the
baited
map
Lars.
and the series.
Not too shabby.
I mean, Deimpero just looked like an absolutely incredible team after losing that first and fourth map. It just go now, showing exactly why they are the Lucio player of the team. Hey, saying, "Hey, you, get your keister back here, my friend. I am the beat. I am the album dropper, and you are gone."
Well, at least maybe till another time.
I mean,
yeah.
you have there.
The Impero wins that one, but I would argue that it's by but it's by a single map, and we actually like went through the whole series. So I'm very curious on what's gonna happen in the like in the unfolding basically of this season 4 Masters. Really.
Well, I mean,
Because this
with-
looked very stacked.
Yes, indeed it did. And with that, Deimpero now has the series win and the 1-0 to their name. But personally, I know Croc was doing quite a lot, but you have to give credit to the Lucio players with how aggressive they were playing with their team.
Yeah, indeed, and that's when you're playing alongside the Hazard or other tanks like that. Yeah, that's a full-time commitment basically. I would argue though that like on my end, like Sleek really stood out. Like he went on dueling his opponent, but like matching player, but other than that, like he got some nifty positioning, got some clutch moments too. But it was really nice actually. I really enjoyed seeing him play.
I mean, I enjoyed seeing both teams play, but either way, the game is sadly over. Deimpero takes the series win, putting the 1-0 beside their name. EREUS still does take the loss, but still put up an incredible performance. And this is the only game we're going to be seeing, sadly. So what are your final thoughts, Ocean?
My final thoughts. It's been quite a ride. But I think that what we've seen tonight, that kind of sums up a bit of like what we already know about Overwatch. But that's still, I think it's really still very true. Is that this is a game where you need to be aggressive, but you need to manage it well, and know basically when to like wind down a bit in order to enter those management phases that we've seen in different games, and that the Impero are still kind of an example of how you can how you can achieve that, and they demonstrated it tonight.
Indeed, they did. But this was Face the Maze. My friend right beside me, Hoshin, being the incredible co-caster that he is, everyone behind the scenes making this look ever so great. You guys at home, being the incredible people you are, this has been the FACEIT League Masters Division. EREUS versus Deimpero. Deimpero takes the win, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.